Hey everyone, this is the second part of my little mini series. I recorded this intro 3 times and hopefully this is the last time I'm going to do it. So, part 1 of this video, I simply retouched the picture. You can see it in my previous video, which I will have a link to it. I don't really go too much in depth. I just, if people want to watch me retouch, there'll be a link to that. So, this is the before and this is after. So if you're interested in just watching me retouch this picture, again, there will be a link. Now we're going to be taking this image and then adding on these colors. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get those colors. So the first layer we're going to use is the layer, new adjustment layer, and then selective color, which is one of my favorite adjustment layers, right after curves. So the first thing that we're going to do is go to the blacks, and this is going to be a very slight adjustment. We're not going to do anything too crazy. I'm only going to be toggling magenta and yellow. Now I love selective color because you can select certain colors. You see how that just adds in that brown in there? That's what I really like. And also using selective color, you can fill in these colors if you make them darker. So whereas color would only seep through here, you can add in other colors. Now it'll show up a little bit more because you're intensifying the blacks in the picture. We are going to switch this over to color, and then we're going to lower the opacity to about 56%. And then the next layer we're going to use is curves. So go to layer, new adjustment layer, and then curves. And we are just going to be using the blue for now. We're going to be doing this quite a bit. And I love toggling this up because as you can see, as I'm pulling it up, it's really, you know that song Blue? You know those blue, never mind, no one knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you just really like blue, if you like Avatar, go ahead and bump this up. But for now, we're just gonna set this very slightly. There's a precise way, there's a science to this, you guys. I'm trying to get this down. Obviously, I'm not really good at science. That's why I became an artist. Okay, so hopefully that looks pretty good. That's what I had before. We're going to be using another adjustment layers curve. And again, going back to curves. And now we're going to be toggling the actual RGB, like the brightness and the contrast, which I love to do, by the way. So we're just going to make a really weird snake shape. Here we go. I mean, there's no real explanation to, the techniques in the curves layer other than, what I got from experimenting. So, wish I could offer an explanation. I really do like using curves. I use curves a lot for my photos. You can just come up with so many different, if you want a more film effect, all you gotta do is just lower this. So, I would start out with an S shape. This is a really, an S shape, kind of even more, if you wanted it more film. So then we are going to go to layer, new adjustment layer, and then vibrance. And we are going to higher the vibrance to 59. That's what I wrote down. And then -15. So now, the reason I do this is because it just kind of, I feel like it's a good base. It's a good foundation because some colors may be oversaturated. And it just makes all the colors, it just looks a little bit better when you lower the vibrance. I do this for a lot of my pictures too. Then go to layer, new adjustment layer, and then curves. And we are going to be toggling that blue layer one more time. And now we are going to pull this. And then we are going to go from normal to color. But we are going to lower this to about 23%. And as you can see, it actually gives it some, I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. That layer is giving this a lot of color, which I like. It's very subtle, but it's giving it color, I swear. You can, you know, change this up if you don't like the blue. You can also, if you want to add some more yellow, all you have to do is just lower this. And see how her face is getting more yellow? I'm just going to keep it as it was. And then we're going to go to layer, new adjustment layer, and then selective color. And this time we're going to be using the reds. And it's not going to be too crazy. You see, okay, this is a very important layer actually. Okay, you see how I'm toggling this back and forth? You see how her skin, the texture of her skin changes as I'm toggling this back and forth. This is going to dramatically change the style of your picture. So if you want, you can have it like this. If you want more texture in the skin, which sometimes I do like that, it just depends on what style you're going for, really. So again, just doing the reds, and then I'm going to go down to whites. And I'm just going to be highering this just a tiny bit. Oh, wait. Oh, that's not white. Okay. So I'm having a moment. Okay, here we go. That's white. Don't know my colors. I went to 4 years of art school, so I can choose magenta instead of white. It's cool. So again, very subtle. It brought out the colors in the flowers, all that fancy technical stuff that people like to hear and stuff, but whatever. Just press Command J, and we're actually just going to duplicate this. So that just added, again, we're just duplicating the same exact layer that you just made. So now there's 2 of them. And we are going to set the second duplicate layer to 76%. And then we're going to go to selective color for our last layer. Where are you, selective color? Are you bored of selective color yet? I'm not. So, let's see. We're going to go to reds. And now we are just going to add some more color. And actually, this is another important step. Again, I'm toggling back and forth, and see how when I toggle the yellow, it's adding that color to her skin. So you can use this for a lot of your editing. I think it's very important. And we're gonna just higher up that black color. It's every step is very subtle. And then go to yellows, and we are just gonna do this. Why? Because I wrote it down, and I don't know why I did it at the time, but it just brings out some other colors in the flowers. And also her skin as well. So I didn't want her skin to be that luminous. I didn't want it to be that bright, so I brought all that down. So there you have it. It wasn't that hard, was it? A lot of selective color, a lot of curves. So there is a before and after. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see, even up close and personal. Again, you can change any of the layers that you want. You can get a little crazy with the curves layer. Again, you can literally change the entire look of this. Like, I can change it right now. I can change up the whole thing. Obviously, we're going to keep it like this because that's the whole tutorial. But show me your results. I want to see what you guys come up with. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching.